Alright folks, we've got everything loose on it. Got all the bolts out of the cylinder to be able to lift it off. So now we just gotta get the forklift over here and start lifting. I got a heck of a mess here. I probably need to get a pallet and start putting the stuff on it. We're gonna have to start doing some cleaning. So as soon as I get this cylinder off, first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and start cleaning this base up. And hopefully I can pressure wash most of this stuff off and get it start ready to prime and paint. And we're going to start going back together with this thing pretty quick, and we'll see how it goes from there. But all right, let me get a forklift. All right folks, I'm not quite sure what kind of mental disorder I would call this, but you know, I get nice engines that don't need anything but, you know, some cleaning up and put together and running, and then I get engines that are just terrible shape like this thing, and then I jump on them and work on them and don't work on the nicer ones. I don't know what the problem is, what kind of disorder I guess it would be that I've got, but I don't know. You know, some of the stuff that probably should have been junk 50, 60 years ago, and then I can't seem to keep myself from working on it. So I don't know. Issues, major issues, and I don't mean magazine issues either. Well, that's good. There's no freeze cracks or anything that I see. Thank goodness. So, all right, we're gonna get that off here, and then we're gonna take and pull the bolts out of the back side of the rear cylinder head, and then we're gonna see if we can possibly bring this piston out the bottom. I don't think there's nearly as much rust on this side, so I'm thinking I can knock the piston down and out the bottom with that plate stuff on it. So we're gonna see what happens. All right folks, we're gonna try this. I don't know how it's gonna work, because we got some flex of the shaft, you know, the fork on the forklift, so it's gonna try to make it, might be a little hard to hammer like I need to hammer, so we may end up having to set this thing up on blocks somehow. But what I'm gonna do, everything's loose on the bottom side, so we'll take and see if I can use the that 2.5 inch solid bar I've got and actually hammer down on that piston and see if we can get something knocked loose. Not sure if we are or not. Maybe not, but we'll try. Hopefully either the piston will move, or we can get this whole plate to come down with it, or the lower cylinder head. Looks safe, don't it? I think it should move a bit, not a bit, and then it all. Whew. All right folks, do y'all see anything move? Because I didn't. moving. I don't know if it's cracking down there or not, but the piston's moving. This bar is heavy. I don't know how heavy, but it's heavy. Alright, so the whole plate's coming. Well, that's good. Emphysema sucks. If I smoke cigarettes, it'd be a good time to quit. Been a good time to quit 30 years ago. Hit the, yeah, hit the trailer. Break time. Where's all that crap coming from? I didn't think that cylinder would be that bad. Well, it's dry. It's rusty. I didn't think it'd be as bad as that. Wonderful pine straw.
That's just a squirrel's nest, bird's nest.
I seen a chicken moving in it. You ever seen it fly out? Alright. Yeah, I didn't think it was this. I didn't think it was that rough inside this backside. Or I probably wouldn't be beating the piston down like that, but it's already on the way now. Did you want to come up here and try it?
That's okay.
Come on.
Oh yeah.
It moved that time.
Sure did.
It's on the ground like that.
That's it. Getting there.
Oh, okay, we're hitting the trailer. Have to readjust. Come to a stop. Almost a hit. Okay folks, this thing came to a point where it wouldn't come out any farther, and I see why now. So what I've done was brought it down here and put it against a tree, and you can see that tree. I have used it before. It's not in a good spot anyway, so if that would be one I would take out if it did die, but it ain't died yet. So anyway, sometimes you gotta have something that don't want to move, and it won't hurt your, you know, what you're messing with. You know, them studs come up in there and they don't bend them or anything. So took the fork, put that on the end and pushed on it and got the piston back in, and now I see why it stopped. It's got a heck of a ring ridge. So I'm going to leave it like that. The reason why I had it flipped over here, I would go ahead and see if I can knock this out, and it did knock down. So we're going to go ahead and get that out. Alright folks, I ended up getting everything off. This is only tapered and has a wedge. That's all it holds the rod on. That's kind of weird. There's our lower head, and there's our piston coming out the top now. That's probably as far as it's going to come till I redo our chain here. So there we go. We about got it out. I'll show you the rod once we get it out. All right, folks, it's apart. There's that cylinder, or that rod, I mean. You see how it's tapered, and then has a slot cut through it for that wedge. We can make that. We'll find out what size it is. This piston is really weird. The lower ring was already broke on it, as you can see. Them aren't fresh. It's kind of a weird setup, and I'm going to show you that. I've never seen this before, but you don't ever know when you're dealing with old stuff like this. All right, let me show you. Okay. Now you'd think the piston would be broke, but it's really not. This is the way it's made, and that's actually part of the ring. Pushed up in there for some reason. I don't know why. I think that's one of the reasons it's having trouble getting it out. I think one of them pieces was coming out and falling and getting into my groove. You know, well, not the groove, but the port where the steam goes in. But I don't know. But anyway, you're looking at rings that are about 1 inch wide and 14-inch bore. And I mean, I can get one made again. You know, they're expensive. Probably $250 now to get one ring made. Anyway, it's pretty weird, but you know, the ring that I put in the last piston, which was in the Bates, wasn't nearly as deep as the ring that was in it. So the ring is actually going to float out there, and it's going to work either way. So we're going to we'll see what we need to do on that, and the other ring will probably be okay. Heat it up and get it unstuck. So, all right, there you go. That's a pretty neat casting right there. Yep, pretty neat the way they made that. This is of course the bottom side. So okay, we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do, whether we're gonna try to hone this thing out and run it as is or sleeve it. I mean, honestly, it needs sleeve, but we may do something different. I don't know. Don't know about all this, but I guess it worked. And we're not planning to power a sawmill or nothing, so maybe it'll be okay. So I guess we'll start cleaning on this stuff and pressure washing and trying to get some stuff moving the other direction instead of taking it apart. Start putting stuff back together. All right. Appreciate everybody watching. Till next time. Bye.